Okay, today is January 31st, 2026. The time is 10:25 p.m. And let's get started with today's video. Okay. Okay, uh, I wanted to, talk about how I keep moving around when people, like, come onto my tile. And it's just, like, the tile that I'm, like, my destination tile. And people keep moving around whenever I do that, and like, I don't think that should be necessary. But goodness, it's funny. It's funny how like that happens sometimes because like sometimes it's just yeah that can like that can be like really like some kind of like intrusive thought that can kind of like be really pervasive and like intrusive. So yeah. So yeah. I used to think that, like, you're standing on my tile, you're standing on my tile, and then it's just like, oh my goodness. Then I'll be like, oh, you're standing underneath me. Oh my goodness, what the heck? And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. But, yeah. Um, Now we're back to runecrafting, and, just, um, just playing RuneScape, old school RuneScape once again. After about 5 days of a break, we are chilling for now, and a just a chill session. I don't mean a break by like I want a break. I want to catch a break in my career or anything, but like honestly, I should just hush up and just like just continue talking about what's on my mind and stuff. Because every once in a while I'll come up with like some kind of like other meaning for something I tend to interpret, and it's through the use of just like plain English sometimes. And goodness, does it get really, really wild how like vivid my thoughts can get. I mean, our thoughts can get with the use of plain English. Like I can come up with like meanings for like something someone is saying to me, like something like, "Oh, sleep well, wake up," or like, "Eat a lot. Eat. Did you eat well?" Something like that. Stuff like that, and a lot of it is reminiscent actually of the same Korean that I grew up with, hearing growing up, and I grew up with mostly people who are from southernmost tip of the peninsula, where yeah, yeah, where we spoke mostly in a Busan dialect. And I grew up with a Busan dialect, or listening to a Busan dialect, and something it really didn't like add up, because I don't think I don't know. I just didn't really realize like it was a dialect until I had been immersed in some like standard Seoul Korean dialect, which is the one that's more widely used. So that's in response to the Korean wave that seems to be taking over like everywhere at the moment, and it's mind-boggling to me that it hasn't seemed to have any ever slowed down, and like, oh my goodness, it is blowing up really quickly, and I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond to it other than just continue to like just live my life. And me being a queer Asian person, it doesn't help because like I don't know. I really don't know like what to think, because like I don't know. And I'm very sure about it because like I'm pretty much out to my parents already. And I'm pretty sure it's not very common for many Asian people to be out to their parents, because many of their parents don't quite understand what we as queer people, particularly queer persons of Asian descent, particularly those who also speak English or a Western language. Goodness, like I can understand like why it could get so complicated, because wow, like that's a lot to wrap someone's head around, and like particularly those who are also family of immigrants who haven't fully been immersed in like, or like I don't know, like in like I don't know, like with like like culture and stuff, and like my goodness, I don't know sometimes, but yeah. And if you're wondering why, like I wanted to address the change in tone today during this video, and like I don't know, like smoking kind of makes me a little more real. I don't know, makes me a little more real, but so like there's that. Yeah, I don't know, but like it's whatever though. It's whatever. Yeah. So that's what I've got started for today. Wanted to talk about various. I tend to sniff in agreement again. I hope it doesn't seem off-putting or distracting. But I don't know. I'd like to say that nonverbal communication is losing its power over me, because like goodness, like these are so random, and like sometimes they become really like distracting, like these sniffs in agreement, or coughs and laughs and coughing noises, something like that. But like goodness, there's a lot of things that go unsaid, and like some things that need to be mentioned that don't really fit in everyday conversation. But I guess that's what I could use the internet for, is to address things that often go unsaid or unnoticed or unaddressed in conversation. Because many words are actually lost in conversation. Yeah? Yeah? It's like it's like I don't know. It's kind of good. It's good that I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a good one though. Lost in conversation. Lost in conversation. Yeah. Yeah. So, what am I doing now? Let's see here. I don't know where to start, to be honest, because like I'm kind of tired at the moment, and like I don't know if I have the energy to portray what I want to kind of like, what kind of image I want to portray, and I don't want to start the recording now because like we're already 10k in, 10k XP in. So I'll continue and do my best to try to emulate an emotion that could be more conducive to conversation. And believe me, I'm not reading off of AI because, like, believe me, like, I believe that 80% to 90% of everyone's thoughts nowadays have been congealed by AI. Like, oh my goodness, man. Like, this is like, oh, I just wish, like, some of these ideas would be spread and, like, you know, just be like, you know, honestly, just like be taken into consideration. Because, like, saying it out loud just sounds like flat out, like, correctional and, like, authoritative, you know? Authoritative. You know? So, like, I don't know. Remember, this is who I am. This is how I identify. This is, like, probably my dominant personality. I mean, my, you know, the personality I most want to, that I most desire to, like, portray within myself. And it's just, like, maybe I'm also just tired. But, yeah. You also gotta remember, you know, it's okay, but I've been hearing like voices of people telling me the word gay is being used as something like a different, carrying a different meaning depending on the context. And I think that's what kids do, honestly. And like being in a child-friendly neighborhood, it's honestly what kids are doing nowadays. And it's just like, wow, could they not be any more wrong about it? Because like it's a common trope to be bullying someone about, is like being gay, you know, and it's messed up. And like they're bullying people like that, and it's not cool. It's not cool. And like some people need saving, you know. Some people need saving, and goodness, like to cope with being called gay day in and day out, it's just like, wow, it's like giving an attitude that isn't conducive or productive, you know. And I hope that people, the kids, like, will wisen up to, you know, like not using such vernacular, such word choice, such schema for whatever's convenient at the time. Phonetics, phonics. That's basics, but eventually becomes like something like a little more pervasive. And like if it doesn't go addressed, because like some kids will like never say anything at all. And that's the dangerous part. That's the scary part. Goodness. Wow. I only look like I'm giving attitude because I know it's not attractive, but goodness, like if I were to like give someone this attitude, maybe a kid would be receptive to it, but then again, I kind of like dampen my voice a little bit, as a cheap trick. But I don't know, because like I don't know, because like I still very much sound like I don't know. I don't feel like this is my real voice, to be honest. So like I'm kind of using this opportunity to like kind of like configure or like calibrate my voice in a way that's like a little more a little more friendly, approachable, conversational. I don't know. I don't. I can only come up with so many adjectives. And it's just like, oh my goodness, my goodness. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know though, but goodness. Believe me, I'm like playing it off right now, but like, goodness, is choosing words really hard sometimes. Choosing words is like not easy, but like then again, like, I don't know. People want to reach the children and see what they're up to, and they're all iPad kids now by default, but like, you know, it seems to be a matter of fact that people born in like the 2010s are now completely immersed in technology. It's like past the point of being an iPad kid. And it's just like, wow, like that's not what all parents do. It depends on the parenting style, but like, oh gosh, darn it, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. This is just what goes in my head. Like, for real. Like, I might be stumbling across like a train of thought that like isn't really like permanent to lifeguarding. But then again, kids have to like kind of be approached in some way, and in a way that is understandable and, you know, is able to be reached, and, you know, just like can be able to communicate ideas. And it's just like, I need to slow it down. I need to slow down my big word usage. And being a little silly and stuff. And goodness, I'm not expecting this to be reaching any kids, because like, you know, RuneScape is, yeah, like, I don't know. But sometimes it's not worth losing hair over. Wow, I don't know. I don't know. But, just need to slow it down. Sorry, let's check the guinea pig. Yeah, like it's tough, like talking to people who don't yet quite have an internal monologue. And I'm not entirely sure what that means anymore, but it's like maybe I missed the entire internal monologue part from the majority of my life, but I'm wondering how like the advancements to technology is affecting people. You know, whether or not people are losing touch with that internal monologue, and I'm gonna stop right there. Actually, that's a heavy conversation. Actually, that I'm probably not qualified for. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. Actually, that's a heavy topic, and holy moly, maybe they can like help themselves. Maybe they can learn on their own. But like, goodness, and is this whole video like expressing my concern? Like, what is that gonna do? But like, ideas, I don't know. Ideas like mine are different, and I hope they're different. I hope they inspire conversation. But like, goodness, like, we just want to raise the kids right. But like, I'm not a creep for that, because like, I just have experience teaching kids. And goodness, maybe that's where my demeanor comes from. It's like, you know, I over exaggerate a lot of my emotions, my facial expressions, to reach kids, and like, many of them in turn actually do the opposite. Maybe they're actually doing the opposite in fear of, you know, appearing as someone like me. So like, maybe I need to like stop being such an asshole about it to myself. And like, oops, yeah, like, wow, like, but like, goodness, you know, jeez, like, I'm just expressing my concern, and it's just like some kind of like, yeah, concern. Because like, this teaching style is like, not, it's very like to the point, it's direct. It's a very direct approach to teaching. Yeah, so it's not always going to be well received by many people, but some people can receive different teaching, can interpret the teaching approaches differently, and like, depending on, yeah, I'm not saying like, oh goodness, like, I won't understand like what everyone is telling me, but I can approach it from like my viewpoint, and it's just like, wow, holy moly, this goes crazy. Like, some teaching styles, they go hard, multi-layered, multifaceted, ingrained in the membrane, and like, a shot in the dark, mind you, but a few thoughts traveling in space, a few kilometers per second, like a Zoom call on dial-up, or what else have I got written down? Or simply being a diaspora kid with detachment issues. We all disperse here as denizens. Denizens, is that the right word? Denizens, citizens of this planet. Kind of dispersed from like one particular, not one particular, but like, we're all freaking like communicative people, right? Yeah. Yeah. But goodness, like, it's funny. I hope it's funny, but like, at the same time, I hope people like understand like why I'm doing these is to like, you know, just get my ideas out there, journal them, and just like, yeah, even if it takes getting a cigarette to like reach people. Like, I see it that way. I don't see it as a way of like making smoking cool. by any means. I know it can be misconstrued in that way, and I welcome you to misconstrue it if you so please. But I can't say that out loud because, again, many of this, what I'm saying, goes in between the lines of conversation. And it's just like, wow, that kind of makes sense. Is this the attitude that I want to adopt? Maybe not, because it's not really substantive. But holy moly, can it be helpful? I don't know. Like a Zoom call on dial-up. What does it mean? Well, you all very well know that dial-up did not did not exist when Zoom was around, because it's anachronistic. And so I guess I can break down the layered conversation that I'm trying to create here, and it's just like, wow, it is really freaking hard to understand. And well, consider me just a side quest. Consider me a side quest, or consider me like a source of information you like to consume from. Because, like, I don't know, I can offer like some sort of mirroring, but like every attitude that I like have, like this attitude that I have is like somewhat, what is it? I can't say it's likable because I want to appear like, you know, I want to save face, you know. But like, I think I have a fairly pleasant attitude. And like, yeah. And like, granted, like, I got most of my mannerisms and like mirror most of my behavior from what I learned from like others. I mean, I don't know like how like I gained the passion to read a lot, but like part of me just like wanted to like read a lot throughout elementary school. And I'm not saying those are formative years. I don't even know if I'm qualified to say that. But holy moly, does it seem like really productive to like spread this kind of information to other people so they can understand what it's like, you know? Because like, I don't like, believe it or not, I like to frequent places. I like to go out and spend my day in public areas. And like, I don't know, like part of me believes like I'm contributing positively to the atmospheres in which I frequent. And like, goodness, like I like to think I play a role, you know, in contributing to the atmosphere of like the cafes I go to, the library I go to, or the libraries I go to, the pubs I go to, like anywhere I go, like granted, like I won't like be speaking a lot as much, and like I think that's what journaling is kind of is for me. It's like, you know, just talking about things that go unsaid. Because again, like that's what I mean by being lost in conversation. It's like it's not common for people to like, yeah, it's not common for people to like be redundant in their behaviors. I don't know, but like then again, like that's what vocabulary, like that's why I like try to like keep up with my vocabulary. And like I kind of like keep like some like level of wit. And I don't know. I don't know if like I don't people were used to respond to like my conversations very naturally and flowingly. I think I made that word up. But I'm just being truthful, and like some people just get the wit and the jokes, and some people laugh with me. And like I get that here, but the experiences felt a little more common. Um and elsewhere because like, um because holy moly, like it's different out here. Back back before I moved here. And like I hope no one like gives me slack for that. And like wow, but like holy moly is like adjusting the adjustments I've made to moving and living out here. It's been like pretty like straightforward. I just sent it, you know? I sent it and it's just like dang. I feel like I'm at home and I can't complain, but like goodness, do the voices really get to me sometimes? Yeah, but do I really mind? Sometimes, but like to say that I be the asshole and saying that I take it far sometimes, like the trash talk or the thoughts bouncing around in my head a few kilometers per second. I swear to God, like I swear. I swear, like there's a headspace, there's a thought bubble and looming over everyone's head. And yeah, I gotta shut up. I gotta shut up now. But anyways, today is 10:57 p.m. The date is January 31st, 2026, and I hope you all have a nice rest of your day. Goodness, sorry. I'll stop with the smirks, the weird smirks.